We're streaming. We're streaming live. This is the ShadesCast live stream
Hey,
with
but it's
Moozer.
not streaming.
It's not streaming.
Oh, the
I
only way I can hear you right now is through the phone.
hold. Well, it's because I have myself on
I
mute.
think you have yourself muted.
There we go. Here, let me turn off the phone, y'all. So we were doing a screen share while we were doing FaceTime.
No. Hold on. On Video Ninja, you have yourself muted.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop the phone.
Wait, before you do that, I need to make sure that you know where to click the unmute button.
Well, I kicked myself out of my own broadcast,
Oh my god.
my own room. Here, let me see if.
No, you didn't. You're in my room. It's my room.
Oh, okay. Jumping back into Video Ninja.
Yeah, get that tab open.
It doesn't look like I'm muted.
I can't see anything. I'm looking at the ground.
So you can't see the live stream right now?
I can see your OBS.
Yeah, but this is within Video Ninja.
No, that's inside OBS. Oh, at the bottom, do you have like a little overlay that comes up?
Yes.
And does one of them have a little microphone?
Yes.
And is that microphone red or green?
It's not green. It's not red. It's gray.
You might not have your microphone set. Click this the settings button in the top.
I just don't see that. I don't see the
Maybe I don't know what I'm doing.
audio sources. No audio.
There you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, hold on, I don't have my headphones on. I just knew I couldn't hear you before.
Can you hear me now? Hello world.
I hung up.
World.
Good morning, world.
All right. Well, this is us figuring out and connecting all of the systems that are necessary for a respectable live stream and podcast. Now,
Thanks for the recap.
I am your co-host, Sichuan Papi.
Am I a co-host?
I don't know. Are we hosts? Or we just say we host together. We're the host.
We're the hosts with the most.
Yeah, we are the hosts. Restaurant host. You have of the host for like a viral infection potentially. Okay, you can be a host at
Like Hucka
host at a
virus.
hotel. Host with the most. We are the host. We are the hosts with the most on the ShadesCast podcast. In fact, I don't have my shades on right now because we're working out the kinks here. But as I was saying, we're connecting all the different systems that are necessary for a legitimate, respectable live stream and podcast. Now,
Am I coming too loud?
Are you coming in too loud?
Yeah.
That's a very personal question.
I can hear myself, and it's very loud.
I don't think so. I think you sound normal to me, and I have my volume all the way up.
Okay.
And then the global audio mixer for
Microwave.
OBS looks like we're not hitting
Am I hitting the red?
red. We're not hitting the red decibels according to the OBS global audio mixer.
All right.
You learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just now like really plugging into OBS. I see other people doing live streams. They look pretty good. For for the purposes of those that may see this and for the posterity of future record, you will see the different elements that we've created here. Okay, so you have our very cool Thug Life logo in the top right hand corner. Okay, see
Hey, give him the run.
it descends. It descends on the Shades cast, right? It descends on it like hypersonic missiles. It's coming down. There's a pulsation, right? And that lets the audience know that this is legit. Okay, who has a cool logo like that? Only legitimate live streamers,
Yeah.
one of a kind. Glasses just come out of nowhere and like, phew, we're just missing the, or missing the. It's not a cig. It's not a cigar.
It's a joint
It's a joint. It's
and
weed.
chains.
Oh, chains too. That's right.
Oh yeah. And maybe like a douchebag hat.
Oh yeah, the hat. That guy looks just like a number of my roommates back in college. Or
The
like
meme guy?
roommates, friends of my roommates would come in and they look just like that guy.
The one with the hat?
Yeah, the backward hat. All right.
Is it that
I don't
do
wear
they have
hats.
ugly hat?
No, it's the white dude. It's like the chunky
Yeah.
white dude with the backwards hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an ugly ass hat with like a print on it.
Yeah, it
Pattern.
kind of looks like a Gucci hat or something.
Yeah.
Or like a Chanel hat. It's terrible.
Like a coach hat.
Yeah. So, all right. So now I'd like to draw your attention to the ShadesCast Chiron or the ticker.
You're not even wearing sunglasses.
I know. Let me go get my sunglasses. Sorry.
Now that Sichuan's gone, this is my podcast. I've taken over. Moozer is your new host. What do you guys want to talk about? I went to Costco today and I got a hot dog and a slice of pizza. And I took the dog out of the bun and put it on my pizza and then rolled it up and ate it. And it was Americana gluttony at its best. It was amazing. I highly recommend. I didn't try it with the pepperoni pizza. I went with the cheese. So I didn't go full blown. But oh, welcome back.
Just like the logo. It's like you.
You know, for using your laptop microphone, it sounds good.
Thank you. I was thinking about like buying a $300 Shure, was it the M7? The M7, yeah, like for podcasting, and
Yeah.
it looks really cool. It has like LED lights that like flicker back and forth, and they say you have a million settings that you can set up the LED lights in a million ways. I'm like, man, that is way too many ways to set up the LED lights on that. I don't need that many options. In fact, the mic on my computer is fine, evidently. So,
Yeah, sounds really good.
too many accessories, right? We have too many options in some cases. Now, my refutation of, well, actually, it's not a refutation. It's actually like when I first realized that we had too many options, it was in college. I went to Texas A&M. It was at university. And every single building, the restrooms had different ways to flush the toilet, to turn on the water, or to dry your hands. Every single building was different. Even in the same building, you would have different floors that had different mechanically engineered and thought up ways to do all of these basic things in the restroom. And I was like, why can't we just standardize this? It's like the Rock'em, it was like the
Mm,
Bop It socket thing. I don't know what
mhm.
to do. And that's when like the motion detector thing was coming out too. So it's like, it was just too much. And I think in some
Motion
cases,
detector.
yeah, yeah,
What
to
did
where it's
that?
like, but even then it's like and then the water comes out, or you
Use it for flushing or for hand wash.
hand washing. Flushing came later, and that is kind of a disaster because
Sometimes when
sometimes
I'm
it
sitting
flushes and
there,
you're like right there and it sprays all over
yeah,
you. It's not a good experience.
yeah, when you're sitting there and then it just flushes all of a sudden, and you get a little splashback.
So if it's my splash, I'm okay with that. But if it's other splash, I'm not.
If it's someone else's,
Yeah, I'm not okay with someone else's splash.
but if it's your own brand,
I see, but in that case, I can't do any other without like sitting.
any other what?
Any, I can't do anything about it. Like I'm gonna splash. I'm standing.
Do you? I was gonna say, do
I'm peeing
you
on
sit while you
ceramic,
pee?
and it's like ceramic, and it's gonna splash.
Are you sitting while you pee?
In some cases, I will. If I like at home, like I don't unless there's a urinal. So
You
one
sit to pee?
sometimes because
Like
I
when
don't
you're
want to
really tired,
splash. Now in
like hungover?
public places, no, I don't. I rarely ever sit in public restrooms.
I stand to poop in public restrooms.
Well,
And
actually,
I'll top them from way up.
I was in
Full,
China.
full stand.
They literally they squat to poop, and there's a ceramic hole in the ground, and you're lucky if they have doors because other people are like right next to you
Do they give you like a
pooping.
squeegee if you miss, so you could like shuffleboard it down the hole,
No, they have a button you push with your foot, and then
and
it
then a
like
little person comes out, a little Asian guy comes out, and he cleans up your mess.
China's such a trip, Asia's such a trip because China, like in public places, you poop in a ceramic bowl, but then like at people's homes in China, their toilets are like high tech. They have LEDs and they have like
Bidets.
hydraulics. They're built in with bidets. They have heating, right? Heated seats. I mean, the
I don't know how I feel about bidets.
I've never bideted myself. I've never not once.
Some people enjoy it. I don't like it. I feel like it's just spraying poop water everywhere.
I don't know how effective it is.
Well, you still got to wipe after.
Well, see, then it defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah,
So, like in
unless you're taking like real
Demolition Man,
sloppy ones.
was it Demolition Man?
Yeah, with the shell.
They had the shells, and it's like, well, in the future, they use clam shells for some type of magical way to
Anal
solve.
scraper.
I mean,
They
that's
use it.
just really intense.
They use it like a squeegee.
You would think, like over time, as we get further and further away into the future and away from like pooping in the woods and wiping with like pine cones, that we would get in a place where you wouldn't have a physical, maybe it would just be like, you know, you beaming into like the Enterprise. It would like
Soon,
beam it off of you.
soon, AI will poop for us.
Well, it's a particle matter,
Eliminator.
yeah, or it basically breaks down the particle matter, right? So it has a code for the particle matter that's coming out of you. So it doesn't actually take the particle matter of your body, of your cavity down there. So it hones in on that and then
Uh,
it scans it and then it breaks down the particles and beams it somewhere else.
sounds hot.
It does sound very hot. It'd probably get very hot as like the particle matter was basically broken down off of your body. Very hot.
Do
What's
they
going?
could
What?
they do it inside of your body, so you wouldn't have to experience the scorching hot lava bubbling out of your butthole?
Yeah, well, we have Sichuan Chinese restaurants. That's why, hence, I'm called Sichuan Papi. So imagine Ben Stiller, what is it? And Along Came Polly. And
Yeah,
I went through that phase. Now he had IBS.
because
And
you
in the
ate
past I
Indian
did.
food.
My IBS was all psychological. And
You
so,
were eating too much Indian food.
yeah, it was all psychological. Well, now the Sichuan food, I've become very accustomed to it, right? So I have like a gut of steel now. But to what you were saying is like, you eat some spicy Sichuan food, and that is kind of like what the feeling may be if your excrement were beamed out of you.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I don't think that is I don't know if we're there yet. I don't know if people are ready for that. In fact, like if that happens, does that mean like is that like a type of I don't know, violation? Cuz something has obviously already been inside of you. The beam has been inside of you.
Hold on a second. Are we talking about Star Trek?
Yeah, that's kind of the concept. I hear it actually already exists. So like
Teleportation? What do you think? Just hold on. Stop. Time travel. Has it been invented?
I think it probably has, but like I don't know that for sure.
Oh,
But I think like the theory is, of course, the theory is there, and I'm sure there's people all over the world working on it.
have
But
you
then,
seen 12
but you can
Monkeys?
like bend the time space continuum, right? So time and space, like sometimes, like just think about like for like the modern day UFO experiences, they have like lost time, right? So where did that time go? And you start looking at like wormholes, right? The theory of wormholes. People say that wormholes actually exist, or black holes could be like a form of a wormhole. Um, and then stargates as well,
There's also
right?
white hole.
I have not heard of white hole.
Oh yeah. And there's brown holes.
So, like for example, if like because people they have these types of experiences where they interact with other entities or beings, and it's like, okay, well, are these beings interdimensional? Are they intergalactic? Right?
Are
Or,
they people
are
from
they
the future?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so like the whole prime directive from Gene Roddenberry and Star Trek, that whole prime directive, my computer tells me
It's 10 o'clock.
it's 10 o'clock.
That voice is amazing. It's 10 o'clock. It's.
But like,
It's
but then like the Terminator, the Terminator, the first two, really, from a young age, from watching that when I was like 4, of course, that's what my parents let me watch. But
Terminator 2 better than Terminator 1.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, Terminator 2, they just they nailed
It's the
it.
best. It's
They
the best
they nailed
Terminator
it.
movie.
I mean, the casting was amazing. I mean, the little John Connor, he was a little badass. Then they had the little redhead kid from Nickelodeon's Salute Your Shorts.
Was he in it?
Yeah, he was like, remember, he's playing the video game.
At the
And,
arcade?
yeah, and T1000 grabs him thinking he is John
Oh,
Connor, but
yeah.
they switch jackets, right?
Right.
That guy was in he was like one of the antagonist kids in Salute Your Shorts, Nickelodeon, early
Man.
90s. There was a
Did
lot
you
of
ever watch Dude Dude
Dude Ranch or Hey
Ranch?
Dude, Hey
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey Dude.
watch that.
Hey Dude.
Heavyweights was that was a movie,
That was a
right?
good movie.
That
Ben
was
Stiller.
Yeah, that was the same character actually as
Dodgeball.
the dude in Dodgeball.
Yes. And he's married to the girl from Hey Dude.
She
Full
was in Hey
circle.
Dude.
Yeah, she was like the main blonde girl.
Yeah, she was Marsha and
She was.
the New Age Brady Bunch. Yeah. Well, we're going to. Yeah, I mean, the pop culture side of things is real interesting because my wife, she's Chinese, and her parents made her basically learn how to play piano classically, and then they did.
Okay.
She didn't get to watch all of this stuff, uh, and so some people may not know. Maybe even it's a younger generation that doesn't know some of these really cool things, but things come back. Things come back. So like,
Which cool things? Hey, dude, we're
hey,
playing the piano.
even like if you're Gen Z looking for something that is um just like naturally cool, Pete and Pete,
Oh
Pete and
yeah.
Pete. It's like indie before indie was a thing, and it was like the intro is awesome, but like the whole like neighborhood kids running around thing and kids having adventures and building their own narratives, right, for themselves. And like it's a coming of age thing where there's just this whole community, right? And they do a really good job of articulating and building the characters of the different neighbors. But I kind of had that type of experience as a kid as well because there was all these crazy people in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
eccentric people, other kids and stuff, and rivalries and adventures and all of that.
Do you think that made you stupid?
No, what are you
I don't
doing
think it
there?
made me.
What is that?
This?
You're obviously not stupid. You can play a musical instrument.
I can play
7?
several.
Oh, could. Well, I mean,
That
7
means a lot.
is several. So if you can play guitar,
Yeah,
you can play the
I taught myself.
mandolin,
I completely.
ukulele,
Yeah,
banjo.
I wish. I need to buy one.
You can probably play the bass,
I a little bit, yeah.
harmonica, and the recorder. You can play 7 instruments.
The recorders.
There's only 2
I
holes
can
in
play
it.
the piano. My parents were adamant about playing an instrument. So
What are you gonna play us right now?
I was I was homeschooled. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I'm a homeschool kid, and I would just run around and do whatever the hell I want. It was amazing.
Wow.
And now I'm a genius. Like this is to contrast like these people, these foreign people that they like make their kids like do nothing but study all the time and all of this stuff. And I feel like they don't actually come out that much different than the kids that just ran around, playing and doing whatever. You know?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I think socially you learn like your social intelligence from those experiences of being out and about, and kind of like again building your own adventures, building your own. Uh, Sometimes you live your own books. You write your own books, right? Those memories, those storylines stay with you for life. And so if you're just consumed by the study within books, even though it's a great foundation and I think everyone needs to do it, but it's like you are Huckleberry Finn.
I think if you spend your time in books all the time, then you don't actually get a full developmental experience of of being a kid, and socializing and working as a team, um, having shared goals with other people. It, it becomes very, I don't know. It's like these people that spend their lives in books and stuff. They can't. what's the word I'm looking for here? They can't communicate as well, potentially, or it's like they're missing something from their developmental stage. It's so hard. I can hear myself talking, and
Your
it's
au-
screwing up everything.
your audio on my side is kind of choppy.
The audio is
Yeah, it's a little choppy.
something's up. We got to fix this because I can't think and talk and hear myself at the same time.
So, but going back to what you're saying, it's like, yeah, I mean, you can read about Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer all you want, but you
You
know,
won't understand
are you
the
just being a, are you, and it's great. Those are very iconic stories, and archetypes within the like American identity, right? But when do you live your own? When are you in the first person adventure, right? And you create your own stories and you create your own adventures.
I work with people that have like book people that lived like their entire lives in books. They can't communicate in a way that's effective. They also have trouble processing an idea and then verbalizing it. They might be able to like understand it in their minds really well, but they can't express it or something. There's something missing.
Yeah. Well, that's when you going out and like, having your own adventures. It starts raining. There's a ditch system behind the neighborhood, and y'all go, and like one of the kids
Yeah,
gets swept up, and you have to go save his life.
exactly.
That's
All
like,
my friends growing up, we used to like play video games all night and like run around and do stuff in the neighborhood and all sorts of stuff. And now he's a
dude,
nuclear physicist.
I had a babysitter one time. I was like 11. I didn't need a babysitter, but uh, she was like, I don't know, 15, and so she was showing me like nudes of Angelina Jolie and Pam Anderson.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you play with yourself?" And I'm like, "I'm 11. I don't know. What is that?"
She sounds perfect.
Yeah, she was awesome. That was and that's one. She was one of the neighborhood
Great.
kids.
Stood by his babysitter.
I didn't know. I mean,
No problem.
I was like, "What is going on?" Um, but yeah, that was the coolest babysitter I ever had.
I used to live next to these two college girls when I was probably like 1 or 2 years old, before I was like verbal, that verbal, maybe like three. And I used to sneak over to their apartment. We lived in an apartment complex at the time, and I would scratch on their door, and they'd let me in. And they had a Nintendo, and they would let me play their Nintendo, and it was the best. And I would just, my parents would be like, I don't know where Matt went, and then they'd go next door, and I'd just be sitting on their couch playing video games, like 3 years old, pimping out with college babes, playing video games on their couch.
I mean,
I
yeah.
like that.
You like it
I
there?
like, I like that.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Mm.
And if the audience, I don't know if anyone's watching now. If not, that's fine. We're just
No
starting.
one, no one, no one will ever watch this.
No one will ever watch, so it's fine. But we are right now developing the visual context, the visual expression of Shadecast. So you're really a part of history. Now, let's do this. There we go. Boom. Yeah, that's it right there. Or maybe a little higher. That looks really good.
I like that it's on the sun. It looks like the sun is rocking shades.
Look,
You could even make it bigger. Stretch those edges.
dang. You don't have to ask me twice. That looks good, right?
Yeah. Looking real. Real.
Boom. So
We're
based,
gonna have to watch this live and then adjust accordingly.
yeah, I'll be like, what happened to my hair? I didn't do my hair today.
It looks great. I haven't even showered today. I'm living that dad life.
Dad bod. Little did they don't tell you that the dad bod smells and not just looks. Okay.
Yeah. Smells like hot dog.
Hot dog and macaroni.
Smells like Costco hot dog.
Costco, Costco is, it. They definitely took some notes from Sam's because
Hey, for sure.
they have the same middle sections of like pajamas, um, like the walkthrough sections of like Hanes underwear and like frumpy. I guess the Wranglers. I don't know. I don't know who has the exclusivity on retail rights in blue jeans and bad blue jeans at these places. But what I'm saying is that generally speaking, you have some type of whitey tighty underwear, tube socks, and like pajamas. Mr. Shui, thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Yeah, tell him thanks. Tell him thanks.
He heard you.
All right.
I'm at the restaurant right now, ladies and gentlemen. We've got well, we had two restaurants in San Antonio. Sichuan.
Extremely successful restaurant.
Thank you. I mean, I would say we are well, Sichuan House, my wife opened Sichuan House 11 years ago with her dad. Sichuan House, yeah. And then her and I opened Dashi, which is upscale Sichuan Chinese dining. Kind of like a unicorn really in the terms of like
It was really good.
the only upscale Sichuan places you're gonna find are generally speaking gonna be in like New York City,
That sea bass,
LA.
that sea bass, so good.
Yeah, the whole fish.
Oh my
That's
god.
yeah, abundance, good fortune, the
Fried
fish,
sea
whole fish.
The fried sea bass. I keep thinking about
It's pretty damn good.
it. It was incredible.
But we are actually working on another restaurant in Southtown San Antonio. And that's why I have a tan because I'm working a lot outside. It's a garden space that
Brandon,
has.
what if we turned that space into a recording studio
Let's do it.
podcast, and then you run a business out of it where people come and they do remote shows at your studio?
Well, then you need to come to San Antonio so we can build it.
Yeah,
Because
I'd,
yeah, and then, we could run a business.
yeah,
It's a
we
cool
could.
spot. It's a cool spot. There's a lot of potential. That's where I do I've started another podcast and that's where I do it. And that's kind of like the vision that we have for it because it's amazing garden space, but it has these really cool spaces, these really cool buildings on it.
It
And,
does.
and so like you can have this awesome garden background. You can have this like studio looking background, this hall, right? And then we have a Connex box. So like a pod a container that is also really cool. So
Wait,
let's do it. Yeah.
a Connex box?
Yeah, like a shipping container.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And a lady used to live in there.
In the ship.
Well, she lived in the dining hall. So that dining what is a dining hall now used to be a like a car mechanic shop. And then it was like a wood shop, and then uh a lady the lady who bought that property lived in there, but her shower and her sink were in this container box that she outfitted for, I guess.
Imagine trying to have a wood shop in San Antonio with all of that humidity, just warping your wood all the time. You'd have the most crooked furniture.
Yeah, it doesn't it has to be commercial grade. Even if you're like buying for your own home, it should be commercial grade. And a lot of the I mean, you can find it on Wayfair now, but I remember like when my parents were looking for patio furniture.
Yeah.
Like they went he like my dad had to find a commercial seller. And it's not even like a wasn't even like a regular retailer
Why is that?
because of the weathering and the humidity and
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's harsh. But like having a wood shop, I don't know if you've ever built anything out of wood, but humidity is not your friend. It it'll warp boards, even if they're straight. Over time, the humidity will just warp them.
so how do you fix that? What is a temporary do you just more nails, more screws?
Dehumidifiers. Um, yeah, joinery.
So what if I open a cigar shop?
You could do that.
But they don't have dehumidifiers, they have humidifiers. So
They do.
imagine being in San Antonio and having a cigar shop.
I feel like it would get moldy. You'd have to worry about your tobacco getting moldy.
Here, I'll be right back.
All right, we've taken over again. We get to take over the podcast. Quick, someone say something. Someone give us an idea of something to talk about. I'm trying to think what else I did today. We decided to get rid of the TV in my house
When?
today.
Oh,
We're like, no more TV. It's gone.
good.
Yeah.
Um,
Our kid wanted to watch movies all the time. He was obsessed with the TV. So we got rid of it.
yeah, like it's a better thing because like you can control what what they're ingesting and what messaging is going and developing their brain.
For
One of
sure.
the things that like but I also think the 90s were a little different,
They were.
and that it wasn't just massive social engineering and demonic
I mean, there was.
messaging. Oh, there was, but I mean like but then again it's
It wasn't as
like
bad.
but I mean some of it was like yeah, social conditioning. Like for example, I posted this on my story today. It was a highlight video of The Predator, which came out in 1987, the year I was born. But I've been watching The Predator since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So my parents literally let me watch that as a toddler, but it was cool. It was badass.
Oh, yeah.
And for whatever reason, I had the context of that being really cool. But all right, so what are they promoting? Well, they're promoting um, clandestine operations, the Central Intelligence Agency, who's Carl Weathers, right? He's with the CIA,
Oh, yeah.
and then of course the AI or the alien component of it with the hunter, right? So there's a lot of like messaging going on in there that you could probably say is some type of social engineering. I'm gonna sneeze. or even or even like Terminator. But those are like revelation of the method movies that I think that it's like all of those initiatives were happening within the federal government, within, different like compartmentalized organizations within the federal government, and they're like using Hollywood to push it out to the public.
Yeah,
And
I think
it,
there was pro-war.
yeah, well, for sure, because all of the wars that have happened since like 1987. But now it's different in terms of like the social conditioning. It's actually turned, like, for example, woke, or
Oh my gosh,
transgender, or LGBTQIA plus, and things like that.
it's all the same thing.
So
All of
exactly.
those things are one thing.
Well, all of that is actually coming out of these groups like the Tavistock Institute, who have written books and white papers on this type of uh, this type of social engineering.
Yeah, it's all communism.
Exactly. Uh, and so, but it's conditioning us to accept or to seed this into especially the youth. And so, like, when I watch commercials, I can see it right away. But I've also studied this a little bit. But like, if you're a kid, then you're basically being your this is your development process. This is you growing up. So for me, my growing up was Terminator. For like these kids now, it's like Nickelodeon, that is obviously infested with, PDF files. So it's just, and communists. So I wouldn't want a TV either.
Those are the same thing. Also, PDF files and communists. It's all the same.
So my brother, so you have a young child. My brother has she's 10 years old now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and so he has her going to it's a faith-based school,
Uh-huh.
but it's actually out in the woods and stuff. So they have like yurts. I think they're called
Yeah, that's
yurts. And they go and they have chickens, and they raise livestock, and they're gaining, life skills.
mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, what more kids need. So I approve you getting rid of the TV.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, we don't watch it that much anyway. I'm not like a TV person. I don't watch shows. I don't like shows. They're too woke, and movies are terrible these days. They're all woke, and I only watch like old movies, and it's all movies that I've seen a million times. So there's really no point in rewatching it again because I've already seen it like 100 times. Like Back to the Future.
Sure. Yeah. Again, going back to time travel, so that
Time.
actually kind of restructures like what they put out in Terminator, because you have to extrapolate the different, like, the continuum of that, like, that future. So if you do go into the past and you change the future, then you essentially not change that line of the future. You have
Right.
created a new
Creative.
one. So you have these multi-dimensional timelines.
Right.
Um, oh, there was this TV show. I think it was called Sliders. Have you seen that one?
Is it about small hamburger?
Um, it's a high school kid. Actually, no, he's in college now. He's like recently in college, and he basically invents this time traveling device with a remote. And it just so happens that he creates it, then he invites his professor, his mentor, and like his girlfriend, and then some other people, like antagonists. He they all like converge, and then he presses a button, and then they start traveling into time. So the whole TV show, the premise is him trying to get back to his timeline, but he can never do it
Yeah. You
because
know
you
what? That's familiar.
it's called Sliders.
Slider,
Yeah.
like the small hamburger.
Sliders. Yeah. You know what?
Oh, there
Let
was a time travel movie that's really cool, and I'm trying to remember the name of it.
let me do this. I'm going to create a browser, an additional browser. Okay.
Primer. The movie was called Primer.
Here.
Have
YouTube
you ever seen Primer?
Primer, I haven't. Sliders intro.
Was Sliders a TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Season 3, Sliders 4K Season 2. I guess this one's okay. Here.
What if you could travel?
Can you see it?
You gotta watch it.
Same year, same Earth, only different.
Hold on. Sliders. And so let me jump back into OBS here so y'all aren't just hearing this silly thing. Here we go.
What if you could travel to parallel worlds?
See it?
Same year, same Earth, only different dimensions. A world where the Russians rule America. A world where your dreams of being superstar came true. San Francisco is a maximum security prison.
Here?
And I found the gateway. Now the problem is finding a way back home.
It took on a life of its own. You couldn't hear it?
I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
I could hear it.
So that's Sliders.
If you have high blood sugar, stop eating oatmeal for breakfast. There's a 10-second honey ritual that works 10 times faster to stabilize your levels. Did you know type 2 diabetes is a completely reversible condition? You may not know
God, I can't get it off the
the
screen.
reason why people struggle with type 2
Can't get it
has
off.
nothing to do with how many carbs or
This
sugars
is a TED Talk.
A November 2000.
I mean, Bill Gates used to be like letting out diseased GMO mosquitoes.
These sticky protein-filled cells clogging up the part of the pancreas that produces insulin.
Okay.
Never-
That's a TED Talk now. Oatmeal.
That's not a TED Talk. That's an AI generated.
I mean, I miss the days where the TED Talks had Bill Gates releasing genetically modified mosquitoes and then saying, hey, it's not just for poor people. Like, those were the days. Those were the TED Talk days, right? Or like Simon Sinek talking about how, you know, people have endorphin releases because of social media.
Is that if I eat oatmeal every day, I can get rid of my type 2 diabetes.
Oatmeal's terrible for you. Shouldn't be
And also,
eating oats.
If you drink a glass of warm water with cinnamon, you can cure all of your diseases and parasites.
That's just
Dude,
for pop.
ads on YouTube and Rumble have gotten so bizarre. Have you noticed this? Like everyone was so worried, like, oh man, we're not going to be able to advertise, or we're not going to get advertisements on our channels. Like, oh no. And then you look at what people are advertising. It's like, I don't want people advertising this shit anyway. It's all retarded.
Yeah, there's a site. It's
They're all scam products. Everything's a scam. Everyone's selling snake oil.
if you ever go to the Gateway Pundit, they've got the worst. It's like, but it's like a diseased hand with like worms crawling out of it, and it's like, ugh, like things like that, or like someone that is so obese that like, and then it has just something that, and you see the jelly rolls, it's just gross. So I don't know why they allow that. See, that must be like a Google Ads thing.
I think that it should be illegal to advertise stupid stuff like that. Like all of these fake products that people advertise on YouTube. I think that should be illegal. You should be able to sue these companies for false advertisement.
Yeah. Well, then the algorithm picks up on it's like, oh, you're looking at real estate. Well, let me try to sell you this real estate. Then it's like all of these get rich quick real estate guys.
There was this ad for this girl's jelly bras, jelly bras.
Edible
she had
bras?
rockin' tits, and I loved when that ad came on.
I don't see a problem.
Then you look at the comments, and all the ladies were like, This is it's a scam, you know. Don't try to buy these bras. It's a scam. And then all the dudes in the comments were like, "Hell yeah, this is the best ad I've ever seen in my life."
I mean, I have seen no problem with that ad.
But they shouldn't be allowed to sell
Back that ad up.
product.
Back that ad up.
We got to find the ad.
You know?
They stopped advertising it. She was so popular, they brought her on for like 4 additional advertisements.
That's a hot ad.
She had some rocking cans, big old beauties, and she jiggled them around. She had like this broad. She'd like jiggle her boobies around in it.
Well,
And
you
it
heard
was the greatest
Jakey
advertisement
Presley.
on
Jakey
YouTube.
Presley's on OnlyFans now. See, that's a whole nother segment of the like the 90s, you know, hot chicks, early 2000s. Now they're on OnlyFans. It's crazy. And they're gonna get like I mean, they're gonna make lots of money.
I don't know, but
Now, I did read this one article. This is a couple years ago. This
I heard
lady, this lady, she had to go to the hospital because she was selling her farts. So she was bottling her farts, and so she was on this like protein regiment, right? And she became so like laden, gaseous, right? That she had to go to the hospital, and it was on Zero Hedge. And I'm like, why is Zero Hedge? because because you know they comment on markets, right? And so evidently this was like really before OnlyFans was like kicking off and turning into what it is today. But this lady was like on the cutting edge. No, not cutting the cheese. No pun intended. But she was on the cutting edge of like monetizing in a way for these like very obscure, what do you call them? Uh, Fetishes.
like fart sniffing,
Yeah, she made like I think she made like $50,000 in like 2 weeks.
selling farts.
Yeah, she would. Yep.
Was she hot?
Yeah, she was good looking too.
Well, that's how she was selling farts.
So
I mean, women sell pictures of their feet. Like what? Dude, honestly, society has degraded so far into degeneracy. It's pathetic.
well, I mean, yeah, but it's just like new tech. It's like using technology to
There's like
promote the degeneracy.
humans,
There's a what?
a subculture of humans that just exist perpetually online, and they are obsessed with women's parts and feet. And I heard there was one girl that was like brewing her own beer out of her vagina yeast or some shit, and dudes were buying it up.
Yeah, I mean, people
There
buy
is
breast milk on the open market, and I'm just like, what the hell
breast
is
milk
that?
is delicious.
God, I'm sorry. I just, it's not my thing.
No, no. Honestly, the only time I've ever accidentally tasted it was well, I didn't really I smelled the breast milk before I gave it to my kid to see if it was sour or not. And one of them smelled like I couldn't tell if it was sour or not. So I like tasted it. It almost made me throw up because it was sour. Like it had gone rancid. Oh my gosh, dude. And that's my experience with breast milk. Is I only tasted rancid breast milk. And it was god awful. But people describe it to be sweet like cereal milk,
Hmm.
which is weird.
Yeah.
It was it was like sweet and then sour. And I was like, oh god, what is
Well, I guess there's a time and place for that when you're in your youth, right? Or how about the kids who are breastfeeding and they're like 7 or 8?
dude, that's crazy.
I mean, it's got to stop. I mean, it's got to stop.
It's wild that the mom's breast still produces milk that long.
Well, I guess it's like a physical psychological thing, right? So it's like when I had IBS, like that was a psychological physical thing, right? And I used to get it like or just cramps, right?
Like
Bef-
PTSD.
yeah, like because I'd get nervous before like track meets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it was like nerves. Well, that's one thing, it's nerves. But then,
Diarrhea.
yeah, but I see it was just like, oh, I just get, But then if you look at the breast milk consumption thing, it's physical. Like the body is being told that it needs to produce it, I guess, by the suckling process.
It must be. I don't know.
And then she's also thinking, right, like, I need to be producing this for this child.
Any mom that continues breastfeeding after like 1 year old, something wrong with that lady.
I just, I mean, 2, 3, I don't know. I don't know.
No, 1 years. They should be eating solid food.
Well,
But yeah, those ladies that are like breastfeed full grown 18-year-old that lives in their basement.
or like babies
She's
now
just
are
full of
breastfeeding from men. That's also a thing now.
Hey, you didn't laugh at that picture I sent you
Hold on.
when you were like, send me a picture of yourself for the podcast. And I sent you that guy with fake titties.
I didn't laugh. Yeah.
You didn't even laugh.
I mean, I saw it and I laughed. I
All right,
personally
good.
laughed.
That's all I care about.
Here, let me
Bring it up again and then laugh so I can see your reaction.
okay, hold on. Let me get this ready for the audience. I've taken a screenshot. Now I'm going to share it with the audience here. Audio input, color image, image. I'm gonna call it well,
Have we been banned off YouTube yet?
man boobs. And I know that sounds kind of funny now, but when I actually show you this, you're going to understand what what I'm talking about. And this was also
Here I
this
am.
was in Canada. This is actually a teacher. Oh my god, there it is.
Hey,
There it is.
that's the picture I want you to use of me.
Here
I
we go.
had a mastectomy. I had to reduce my breast my cup size. It was giving me back problems.
Yeah, you can't
My
function
boobs are
properly. You
too
can't
large.
think properly with back problems, and those will definitely do it. Now, I believe this is a teacher, an actual teacher that wore that
It was. He
in
was a shop teacher in Canada.
Canada. Yeah, wore this in Canada. And there was like a new life example. I think it was Christy Noam's husband. So this is like a fetish.
So Christy Noem's husband has kids.
So, well, it came out that he had, and I don't like to talk about other people's stuff, but this was also uh, out and in the
Talk about
media.
juicy.
And I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about just like this strange fetish.
We're talking about her.
Well, she didn't have, Christy Noam did not have what this man has. They were obviously not that big. But then the husband, the man, was actually wearing these, wearing these.
Really?
Yeah, and sending pictures to like a dominatrix or something.
Nuh-uh.
I don't think she was a dom, but she was,
Christy Noem's husband?
yeah, yeah. This came out. This is why I think they're saying that's why she resigned.
No, it's because she spent a bunch of money on advertising.
Well, that too. I mean, there was a lot of things there that did not
She's
go.
kind of an idiot. And she did a really bad job.
They called her what did they call her? Commando Barbie or something
She
Barbie?
turned the whole thing into like a reality TV show.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people like that in the administration.
Yeah, a bunch of phonies.
Yeah.
The whole administration has become like a bunch of ponies.
Yeah. I mean, seeing the FBI director at the
The hockey game.
the hockey game, and then just like the general attitude,
Yeah, what the hell is that guy doing? There's so many criminals in our government that could be easily thrown in jail. Like we already have enough evidence exposed to us, the public knowledge, to throw all of these people in jail forever. And he hasn't done shit.
But then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, "Would I lie to you, Joe?"
Yes, he would. Look at his crazy
It's like
eyeball.
Joe Rogan's like, um, yeah.
Everyone would.
Yeah, it's a real sham, and to hear that, it's just like these milk toast stamped and approved statements regarding some of the biggest uh, scandals in our time, the times I've been alive. I mean, like the whole Epstein thing is just like trying to be swept under the rug, and obviously they're lying. Obviously, what they're telling us is not true. And you don't have to have like a high level of discernment to even come to that conclusion. It's now with, lots of evidence before they dropped the 3 million files. But then now it's completely obvious that there were co-conspirators and there is this whole network, and he did not act alone.
Well, he was a victim.
Yeah. So but then we're getting this narrative from the FBI director, and it just doesn't add up. So if not, there's that example, and there's many more. It just goes on and on and on.
Yeah. It seems like there was a bunch of actors working for the administration.
Yeah, and if you look at all of these empty promises, right? We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then it's like the double think. It's like, well, they're doing the inverse of all of this, right? So it's just very disappointing. But
It is disappointing.
that's where we're at. That's where we're at in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that really pissed me off are like the trust plant people.
And so like it's like, oh, we're gonna release the UFO file.
Yeah, I don't care about UFOs.
I don't think anyone does. It's like, well, because no, at this point, no one believes the federal government, nor should they.
Right.
And so like
It's just
any narrative
very
that's going to come out, it's like people now distrust so much the uh, mainstream media, um, the government, that even like real events. It's like, oh, there was an earthquake, and it's like, oh, it's DARPA. It's like there's nothing
I
that,
mean it could have
and it could have been, yeah. Or it's like it rained in San Antonio on a Tuesday, and it's like weather modification.
it's HARP.
It's HARP, yeah. So, I guess it's healthy that we collectively dis have a healthy distrust of institutions, right? Like the federal government. I mean, there's a checks and balances in the court of the general public, right? Um, is I think is healthy, but now there's just all kinds of now it's all there's a lot of disinformation in the sifting through of what is actually going on. So I think that is a tactic that is an intelligence op that is actually trying to like completely um completely confuse people.
I'm confused. Why is there a big titted man on the screen?
So this is a man, believe it or not, in Canada after getting groceries, wearing a mask, and wearing a ridiculous wig. The whole thing is
And
pretty
a
ridiculous.
ridiculous
It's kind
pair
of
of fake breasts.
it's kind of overcast outside. You know,
It must be cold.
looks
'Cause,
cold. Looks
he's a
very
little
cold.
hippie. Must be cold in Canada.
Oh my gosh.
Those nipples.
This is a human being. Sometimes I'm just like, I walk around and I'm like, look at that human. Look at that human.
Yeah, I do that a
Look at
lot.
that human. It's like that human has a whole story. That human has a whole like what do they do? Why do they look like that?
What do we do, Brandon?
So we figure out systems, right? We take different systems and put them and plug them all into a mainframe for a live stream podcast. That's what we do. That is what we do.
Hell yeah.
So, well, Mr. Big Tittied Man wearing a wig from Canada, that's a teacher.
You can disable man boobs. I like that I can see your whole OBS. Like that's what you're streaming.
There goes man boobs. Sayonara, man boobs. It was fun.
Goodbye, man boobs.
He's like still wearing the boobs in like an elementary school, and like Canada's completely okay with it.
What if I stood up and I had a big set of tits?
Do you remember the Canadian COVID protocols? It's like instead of having person to person intercourse, you would use a glory hole.
Oh yeah.
That came out of their equivalent for the CDC.
We in Portland, Oregon, they were like, don't lick each other's buttholes. It could cause COVID. I swear to God, I could bring it up. Hold on. Oh my.
I mean, I can bring it up. I can bring it up. Here. Let me pull up a browser. Browser 2. Okay. And we're looking for
There it is. I found it. Rimming. Mouth on anus. Press pause on rimming. Rimming might cause the spread of COVID-19 virus in feces because feces may enter your mouth.
I mean, that sounds
This is
more like that sounds more like a life choice decision versus.
Can you see that?
No.
Ah, crap. It's blanking it out. Hold on. I'll text it to you.
So yeah, there was the rimming was
Rimming was on pause.
so the rimming, you had the glory holes. You couldn't sing in New Zealand. They said don't sing. They said don't look at the sunset.
Remember that.
Don't look at the sunset. Don't sing. Right? Yet
Don't go outside.
Canada had the the titty, the male titty bars were open, the liquor stores were open, but then like the churches were shut down. The pubs, you couldn't go to a pub. Right? I mean, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
It's real.
Obviously, the Oregon Health Department are a bunch of pervs. Like, how does your mind from like COVID-19 go to rim jobs?
You got me.
Am I allowed to say that?
I think so.
Here we go. All right, I'm pulling this up because we need to see how ridiculous. There it is.
There it is. I don't think anybody can see it that small.
Is it too
Gonna make it a little bit bigger.
All right, I'm gonna cover us up.
That's
here.
fine.
Just for a moment. Don't let me forget about it.
Okay.
And then they have the peach right there.
Yeah, the peach, the butt peach. Now, Brandon,
This is ridiculous.
no licking buttholes in the COVID times.
You know, I don't know. This is crazy. And so they're bringing all of this back. They're bringing it all back, or they're trying
Yeah.
to with the hantavirus. And
Yeah, which is weird because it's only spread by rat poop,
yeah, but they're saying it's now human to human. Or
but it
there's
was
potential.
never human to human before. And this has
Tedros
been around.
Tedros Ghebreyesus, yeah, so it wasn't. So it's gain of function.
The hantavirus is basically the Black Plague.
It's rats, yeah.
Yeah. And did you watch that Committee of 300 video I sent you with John Coleman?
No, I need to.
Oh my God, watch that. He talks about this. And he talks about how the Black Venetian nobility never died from the Black Plague. Nobody in those families died of Black Plague.
Why? Because they had soap, or like what was the?
It's something to do with like, man, I'd have to watch it. I don't know if it was vibrations, like low frequency radiation
Well, like they
or vibrations.
Well, they talk about 5G like that. They said that 5G frequencies can create respiratory symptoms that are similar to what was seen within COVID. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, and there's studies out there that before any of this happened, like stated these are some of the symptoms that you would see. and uh, and so that was one of the narratives, the counter narratives to what was going on, is that it could be the rollout on a massive scale of these 5G towers, and that you can modulate the frequencies that come out of these towers to affect people in some ways, kind of like the Havana syndrome that is
right.
now being looked into a lot more, even in Congress. So
Even though
very
they say
interesting.
crazy conspiracy theory.
Well, maybe they had this type of, I mean, maybe they had this type of technology back then.
For sure.
So I can only, like, for on this show,
Our show,
on our show,
the
on
greatest ever made,
the Shades on ShadesCast. Okay,
the only podcast you should ever watch.
that's right. You should follow us. Right,
Unfollow everyone else.
unfollow the other podcasts. Leave a comment below. Right,
Yes.
follow us on
Spam that
Instagram.
like.
Follow
Share it with all your friends. Tell
follow
them to unfollow everyone. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandma's boyfriend.
Some people's grandmas are actually our age. Can you believe that?
Their grandma's my age,
Some, probably.
probably.
I could be a grandpa, ladies and gentlemen, but then I've also seen like 20-year-old grandpas.
Wait a second, great. How old are you?
Will I get banned if I say that online?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Unless you're like under 8.
39.
That's it? When's your birthday?
Is that, will I get banned? Will I get
I hope
doxxed
so.
for that?
And what's your mother's maiden name? And the city you were born in?
Are you trying to get into my are you trying to get into what's the really lame account that everyone
No,
has?
this is for our podcast.
Yeah. But what is a lame software as a service that everyone has? It's like my
Brandon,
Zoom, right? Or
oh yeah.
um
I turned 40
or like
last month.
WordPress. Like WordPress. It's like these are the questions that WordPress asks me to get in. To log in.
Press X. That's your question.
I don't think so, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, what is a software as a service that would ask you these questions?
I don't know. But I turned 40. this year. 2 weeks ago. Well, and actually, now it's been about a month. About a month ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all right.
You don't look 40.
I know. That's the best part.
Well, I think our generation actually looks pretty good now. I have some grays, but you know,
Yeah,
if you
you're
look,
still
if you look at the like the 80s, or like, oh, here's a good one. It's like a meme, but the Cheers cast.
Oh yeah.
Like,
They looked old as hell.
yeah, and they were like 30.
Yeah.
Like Fraser Crane
He looked like
looks
he was 50 when he was
like the mailman. Like the mailman was like 32 and he looked like he was 52.
yeah. Maybe it's the food.
Yeah, it's all of the chemicals that they give us now that have preserved our bodies.
That's what it is. Ted Danson aged well.
He did. You know, Tim Martin. No, no, no. What's his name? Not Tim Martin. The white-haired guy. Tim Martin. No, I'm thinking of Martin
White
Short. Yeah, he was in
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin. Tim Martin. I'm getting like it's like Tim Allen, Martin Short, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah. But he had white hair when he was 20.
He did. It's probably all that DEET. They were spraying all the kids with DEET.
Don't get me started with Deed. I got in an argument with AI the other day, and
Oh yeah, you're DEET is terrible for you. They were spraying kids in the face with it back in the day. Like you go look up like old commercials for DEET, like the 50s. They were like there would be like kids swimming in a swimming pool, and they would just come by and flog them.
and it's like the pool is full of chlorine chemicals and other kids peeing and pooping, and then they've got DEET all over them, and then the
Yeah,
sunscreen
sprayed
that
'em with
causes
DEET.
cancer, and like everything that like I'm glad we're coming out of this era, right? So I think we're going into like this era
All
of
right,
knowing.
hear me out. This is a conspiracy. We got a conspiracy here. They're taking us out of all of these horrible chemicals, right? Are they introducing worse ones?
Hmm. Frequencies. I think we talked about that. Yeah, maybe
Sure,
they're,
but
they're
I'm
doing
talking
it in
about
other
like
ways.
the chemicals. When they're like, oh, there's no parabens in this soap.
Limit the clock.
Oh shoot.
It's 11 o'clock.
See, this keeps me accountable. Someone's got to tell me what time it is.
I gotta go to
Well, we've been going for 1 hour and 18 minutes and 29 seconds.
that's right.
So actually, this is a good format, I think, for the Shadecast because
I'm gonna tell you straight. You don't need to record and stream at the same time.
I guess I don't. See,
You
I
can hit
learned
stop.
something. Let me hit stop recording.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I would say that I like this format because there's to have
It's pretty
like
good.
to have a rubric. I guess that's good to guide conversation, but to be honest, what's really guiding conversation is just like being up to date on, current events, but also like that naturally flows into pop culture, which I also like to comment on, and maybe more philosophical things too.
Indeed. I just like to make poop and fart jokes.
Well, I mean, we could sell that.
In a bottle.
Yeah.
We just have to eat a
Shades,
lot of
that'll be our first retail item in the the shop.
fart jar.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a good one. It's like we could sell it to people to capture their own, and then they can sell it.
Oh, I thought we were gonna like combine our farts into one jar.
That would be hard. Now, if we let's bring,
Very difficult.
bring it full circle, now if we had a particle, a basically a particle beam that deconstructed that and then put it in something that's hermetically sealed,
Mm.
right? I mean, that would take, I mean, that would solve a lot of practical packaging issues that we find in the manufacturing process.
Yeah, logistics.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
Well, I gotta.
yeah. I have to.
I'm an old man, Brandon. I'm 40.
Well, I think this is a good first run at the shape. Second run, yeah, this is our second. But this one we have cool graphics. Graphics. See?
Oh yeah.
And then, and then,
That's right. That's right. I keep yawning. That's why I feel bad.
we'll be good. All good. Well, you know what? ShadesCast is launched.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Signing out.
Yeah. Wear shades, don't throw it. Is that
I
good?
like to throw shade though.
Oh, okay. Well, then that kind of ruins my one-liner, my
Sorry.
sign off.
I thought we were gonna like throw a lot of shade
I guess we should.
as part of the ShadesCast.
Wear shades and throw it too.
Yes, yeah, throw that shit in.
All right, y'all. Well, this is Sichuan Papi signing off from ShadesCast. Moozer,
And Moozer.
check us out.
Did I screw this up?
Like, follow, share, comment
Great.
below. Make us go viral.
Make sure you comment.
Comment. We need comments. All right, y'all.
Yeah, we'll read them
All right, y'all. Peace.
later.